Welcome back, geometry students. We are here on our second to last question of our Unit 1 study guide. This next question says triangle ABC, so this triangle right here, is congruent to triangle A prime, B prime, and C prime. Describe a sequence of rigid motions that takes A to A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime. In other words, what this problem is asking us, how can we get this triangle to be at exactly the same place as this triangle A over here? Okay, so first of all, we need to know, what does rigid motions mean? Rigid motions. Class, what does rigid motions mean? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it. Rigid motions. What is a rigid motion? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Okay, in case you have not thought about it yet, a rigid motion is either a translation, rotation, and reflection. I highly suggest you write this down. A rigid motion is, once again, I repeat, a rigid motion is a translation, a reflection, or a rotation. I highly suggest you write this down, okay? So how do we get this triangle to look like that triangle? So my first step is, I'm going to go ahead, I have to line up one of these points. So I have to line up this point A with A prime. I have to line up either B with B prime, C to C prime, whichever. It does not matter. I have to pick one and line them up. Okay? So the easiest one for me to line up, since to me it makes the most sense, I'm going to go ahead and line up point B. So I'm going to line up point B to B prime. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and translate. So I'm going to go ahead. That's going to be my first step. Translate B to B prime. Perfect. That's it. That's all we need. So that means I have my triangle here. So this would be BC, and then this would be over here. Whoops, a little bit longer. There. That would be my new triangle, okay? So now that B prime is over here with B, what can I do to get C to line up with C prime and A to line up with A prime? I can go ahead I'm going to go ahead, take this line BC, and I'm going to reflect my triangle downwards. So that's my first step. My next step would be reflect along line BC. So that means I'm taking this rectangle here and I'm flipping it so that it looks now like this. So now my A is technically over here. So how can we get this A to this A? What other motion am I missing? Well, I've already used a translation, a reflection. I'm missing a rotation. Whoops, why did this become a straight line now? This is supposed to be a rotation like that. No, I don't want a curved line. I don't want a straight line. I want a curved line. Okay, it's gonna become a rotation like that. So rotate point A until whoops, I didn't even spell until right. I spelled unit. I'm thinking about your unit test that I spelled unit. Until A reaches A prime. And then we will be finished. Ta-da! So hopefully this problem wasn't as complicated as it seemed. We just had to mention how we can get from one triangle to the other. There could be many different ways, as long as you write down what you think is correct. That will be fine. But it does have to line up. Okay, so there's more than one correct answer. Like I could have said, oh, you translate it twice and then you rotate, or I could have said just reflect and then translate. There's just so many different ways that I could have said it. Okay, so that is it for this video, and we'll be going on to the last one. All right, bye.